Uganda's government said it is not hunting for opposition leader Bobi Wine, despite threats from the country's powerful army chief to arrest the pop star turned politician.
The state is not hunting for him.
Breaking news, read here. Member of Parliament says Kayunga home raided by military searching for Bobi Wine.
Are you putting your life on the line for politics, for the redemption of this country? And is it necessary?
What line? My life and everybody's life is already on the line.
You've traveled abroad, but the most recent was an invitation from General Muhoozi for a private meeting. Are you warming up to this moment?
Just like I tweeted back, I am open to a meeting and transparent conversation with any Ugandan. However, not as a slave, not as a prisoner. Like Nelson Mandela told us, it's only free men that discuss what is there for me to talk about with Muhoozi, especially when he and his father are stepping on my rights and on the rights of Ugandans. Many Ugandans are being killed on their orders.
And yes, indeed. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you're watching me and at whatever time you might watch this conversation. My name is Mordecai Morisa, and you're welcome to Mordecai Morisa Live. Ladies and gentlemen, happy Monday one more time. Now, you remember a few weeks ago, the Ugandan government came out and said, hey, we are not hunting for Bobi Wine. We're not looking for him. Bobi Wine is safe. This is the Minister of ICT, Information and National Guidance, Chris Baryomunsi. This is what he said.
By being in hiding.
Uganda.
Wait a second, we need to...
Uganda's government said it is not hunting for opposition leader Bobi Wine, despite threats from the country's powerful army chief to arrest the pop star turned politician.
The state is not hunting for him because he has not committed any crime.
The state is not hunting for him because he's not committed any crime. And usually this is what I usually make breaking news, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, on Mordecai Morisa Live, breaking news, read here. Member of Parliament says Kayunga home raided by military searching for Bobi Wine. He's not committed any crime. Then why are you raiding homes over his associates, members of his political party? Why are you doing this? Is it because you're afraid of what's going to happen on Wednesday? Bobi Wine is going to be addressing the high-stakes Geneva Summit for Human Rights and Democracy. Should we expect internet blackout? It is possible. I mean, there's no depth or extremes. Dictatorial regime like that of Museveni won't reach in as far as maintaining or consolidating criminal projects like that of the NRA regime. Now, let's read here together. They say, like I told you, MP says Kayunga home raided by military searching for Bobi Wine. And this is Monday, February 16th, 2026. Okay. Uganda People's Defense Force, UPDF, soldiers on Friday night raided the home of Mr. Patrick Nsamba, the Ntenjeru North MP elect in Chirindi Village, Nazigo Sub-County in Kayunga District in search of National Unity Platform President Mr. Robert Kyagulanyi, also known as Bobi Wine, whose whereabouts are unknown. They go into details, probably I'll read a few paragraphs here. Mr. Kyagulanyi fled his home in Magere, Wakiso District on January 16th, 2026 after a night raid by the military following the January 15th general election, in which the Electoral Commission announced President Museveni the winner with 7,946,772 votes, handing him 71.65%. Complete lie. This didn't happen, not even in the wildest imagination. Mr. Kyagulanyi finishing, blah, 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 they're going and, to come up with these fake numbers. But here, they say, however, soon after the presidential elections were held, security sieged Mr. Kyagulanyi's home Mr. Kyagulanyi's a move the government said was intended to provide security to former presidential candidate. However, Mr. Kyagulanyi's wife, Babi Itungo, reported being assaulted by the military officers who broke into her house on the night of January 23rd, looking for her husband. Although President Museveni's son, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, who acts as the Chief of Defense Forces, CDF, admitted the military had raided Mr. Kyagulanyi's home, he denied assaulting his wife, who after the attack was admitted to hospital overnight. I mean, I mentioned here that it is really dangerous when a prince, dictator, prince, I'm speaking Machiavellian language here, has a son. Because we have folks like that, Chris Baryomunsi, who's got to offer blind, unquestionable loyalty to Museveni. And then you have the likes of Kabanda who have to show and Andrew Mwenda loyalty to Muhoozi Kainerugaba. Because in their mind, they believe that they cannot exist as reasonable human beings who can have independent minds. They have to be under somebody. So they are made to look like fools. And in this situation I'm referring to Chris Baryomunsi, who says, no, we're not looking for him. Only for the command of the defense forces to come out and be like, hey, we've launched a raid at his home. Come on. At what point do you be like, okay, I think this is extremely embarrassing. This man is failing me to do his job. He's making me look like a fool. But because the pursuit for proximity to power and wealth has no limits in these people's minds, it doesn't really matter whether the government commits broad day massacre. They will never quit. Even if the government killed one of their family members, they will never quit. Because to them, being close to power and accumulating wealth is far greater than anything else. They compromise their values and principles. I mean, remember, we had an incident where two folks from Kenya, Bob Njaji and Nicholas Oyo, the activists that were arrested in Uganda, told us when they were in torture chambers, they met a relative to the Minister of Internal Affairs, General Severino Kahindo Tafire. Up to now, it's not been released. We saw stories where they said this man was abducted by SFC. But Kahindo Tafire is known as, I don't know what happens to these people. That they want power too much. I mean, I do not understand. Extreme wealth and extreme power really corrodes heart. There's a point at which you get where you pretty much cannot see yourself detaching from it. You're intertwined with this thing called power and money. Who does that? Anyways, now you know. Okay, here I'll go on and read you more details here. Several NUP supporters have reported their homes being raided by the military and questioned about Mr. Kyagulanyi's whereabouts. Miss Vivian Namakobe, a young sister to Mr. Nsanja, said that armed soldiers raided their home at around 10 p.m. on Friday and found them in the sitting room. We were shocked when the soldiers raided our home, surrounded, and asked us whether we knew where Bobi Wine was. We explained to them that we do not know his whereabouts. Miss Namakobe said, Miss Namakobe disclosed that at the time of the military raid, her brother was not at home. Quote, I honestly also don't know where the man is. As a NUP supporter, I cannot tell where he is now. Mr. Nsanja told this reporter on the phone before noting that the security is closely monitoring my movements and phone calls. Mr. Steven Mutiaba, the Chilindi village chairman, said that after raiding the MP's home, the soldiers stormed a local bar and threatened patrons, forcing them to flee. What? The incident, Mr. Mutiaba said, has since created fear among residents. We have never seen Bobi Wine, quote, we have never seen Bobi Wine here at our home. Because of the incident, we fear they, soldiers, will come back and raid our home, Mrs. Namakobe said on Saturday. Mr. Isma Kulube, another relative of the legislator, said that after the futile raid at home, the soldiers fired live bullets into air before storming HD Sports Bar, which is the vicinity. What's wrong with these people? Let me read to you this one more time. Mr. Isma Kurube, another relative of the legislator, said that after the futile raid at home, the soldiers fired live bullets into the air before storming HD Sports Bar, which is in the vicinity. Residents in the training center locked themselves in their houses, while others were still outside. Took off as gunfire rocked the area. Mr. Kurube said they left the area at around 1 a.m. on Saturday. Our attempts to get comments from the UPDF failed as the forces acting director of communication, Chris Magez, was engaged by press time. Isn't it funny that they usually want to create these drama scenes? They raided the place at 10 p.m. and they left at 1. 3 hours operation, trying to be like, where's Bobi Wine? And now that they know Bobi Wine is going to be addressing the Geneva summit, oh boy, I wouldn't be surprised if they raided random homes of any person's home. Be like, tell us where Bobi Wine is. What for? You guys, I thought you won. Quote unquote. I thought you won. What are you afraid of? Celebrate. I've never seen a sad champions like Museveni and his cohort. Like, these guys are not happy. They're angry. They're mad. I never saw a photo of Muhoozi Kainerugaba celebrating of this so-called victory. Guys, celebrate. What's going on? You won. If this man is safe, why are you inconveniencing people? Why are you creating all these dramatic, violent scenes? All for what? Oh, send signal, see how tough we are. Really? Anyways, Bobi Wine pretty much predicted what's going on right now. This was a few years he was still in Parliament, and it was hosted on NBS, and this is what he was asked about his safety. And this is what I love this answer.
Are you putting your life on the line for politics, for the redemption of this country? And is it necessary?
What line? My life and everybody's life is already on the line.
Beautiful.
Simon, I might be Bobi Wine here that you praise, but if I got an accident or a situation like Moses Radio got, then that's when I realize that my life has been on the line all along. Nobody is safe. Everybody's life is on the line. So there's nothing to lose apart from a worthless life, a futureless life.
Amazing. What an amazing answer. It's very easy to live in that facade of stardom. Oh, I am star so-and-so. Look at Moses Radio, how he was killed. Up to now, we don't know answers. Look at where he was rushed, the medical attention he received. He was a national asset, a star, immensely talented. Remember the complaints from the former Inspector General of Government, Irene Muriagonja, when her husband died at Mulago Hospital, and what she said. I mean, you would think IGG, Inspector General of Government. Look at the life of Sam Kahamba Kutesa. When he fell sick, he was flown to Germany. Now, think about other folks who cannot be flown to Germany if they fell sick. You can live in this facade of, just like the so-called celebrities in Uganda. Celebrity. Ugandans have we have a tendency of abusing words. And there are some people who think that I'm a celebrity. That's laughable. Celebrity for what? It is a facade. It's a veneer. It is phony. Celebrity. If something happened to you, God forbid, we would wonder whether you are. There's a way celebrities are treated in this country. So I'm so glad that Bobi Wine answered that. that way. And one of the really good things I really like, I've now started hearing people talking about the need for transition conversations or roundtable negotiations. Bobi Wine engaging with Museveni and Muhoozi Kainerugaba. He's always been ahead of all these conversations. Listen to what he said when he was interviewed again by Simon Kagwanjala. I think, when was this? I'm not sure. 2021.
Notified all necessary authorities, but it is clear that the security organs have been briefed not to follow the law when it comes to people power or Bobi Wine. However, like I've been saying, while they continue to try block us, while they continue to try frustrate us, we continue also to devise other means of meeting and communicating with our people.
Well, that speaks to the tough road ahead of you. Can you really go all the way up to the end?
The question is not can. The question should be, will you go all the way? And I'll certainly say yes.
Lots of things have happened since the last time you made an attempt to hold a consultative meeting.
Yeah.
You've traveled abroad, but the most recent was an invitation from Muhoozi for a private meeting. Are you warming up to this moment?
Listen.
Firstly, I must mention that in that tweet, if you're talking about his tweet, he mentioned that his supporters have been advising him to meet me. And it brings questions not only to me, but to all the Ugandans, how a serving military officer has supporters.
Brilliant. And this is what really pisses off Muhoozi Kainerugaba. Is always, Bobi Wine has always been ahead of this guy. Like at that time when he was trying to play this, I'm a nice guy. So my supporters want me to meet Bobi Wine. And it's like, your supporters, you're a serving military officer. What type of supporters do you have? He was actually saying, hey, guy, aren't you engaging in partisan politics? You're still serving. You're still in our uniform.
Supporters, that's for another day. But again, I must say that as a Ugandan and as a leader, just like I tweeted back, I am open to a meeting and transparent conversation with any Ugandan. However, not as a slave, not as a prisoner. Like Nelson Mandela told us, it's only free men that discuss what is there for me to talk about with Muhoozi, especially when he and his father are stepping on my rights and on the rights of Ugandans. Many Ugandans are being killed on their orders. I mean, what is there to talk about? It's important that they lay a good ground for conversation. Let them stop killing Ugandans. Let them stop disrespecting the law. Let them stop stepping on my rights. And then we can have a conversation.
It's pretty much saying I cannot sit with those bloodthirsty guys. Telling Museveni to stop abduction, killing, and torturing of innocent Ugandans is pretty much saying, hey, you'd quit. Because this is the only way he knows. That's how he came to power. Telling Museveni to respect human rights is a slap in the face. He would rather commit suicide before he does that. So, I love the fact they say, okay, you're not going to trap me into this question of let me sound nice, as all politicians usually want to. If they want us to have a conversation, release all political prisoners, transition, stop the abduction, torturing, and killing of innocent people, will Museveni do that to Muhoozi Kainerugaba? Absolutely not. Chef's kiss to that way of answering questions. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think. My name is Mordecai Morisa. I'm going to let you go for now. Please like this video, share it with people out there. Write down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. I would truly, truly, truly appreciate. Okay? All right, now back into my hiding. Ngenze kutetenkanya. Bera bulungi.